Welcome everyone and thank you for joining me today. I'm Scott from Beyond the Fan, and today we're going to be talking about the latest episode of What If. To give you a quick rundown, this will be a spoiler episode, so if you haven't seen the episode, please do check it out. And if you're still here, be prepared to have a short review covering what I liked, some better ifs, and what to expect from next week's final episode. So to start us off with, this is episode 8, and right away I was really impressed with this episode. It's unexpectedly good in the sense that after last week's Party 4, I was a bit concerned that they would only do the actual crossover stuff in the very last episode, which they kind of have done, but the setup's been worth it in this episode. So up to this point, all of the episodes have been pretty much standalone. The episode last week had Party 4, at the very end, Ultron showed up, and this is kind of the backstory to that character of Ultron. So the idea here is in the Age of Ultron, Ultron actually got the bodies of Vision, took the Mind Stone for himself, was able to kind of conquer the world, and when Thanos showed up, was able to kind of take him out straight away, take the Infinity Gems, combine it with himself because he's a machine and not organic, he can use them much faster, and basically he was able to take out the whole world and the universe, which I was a bit strange about, and then ultimately able to cross dimensions into the multiverse. So we start off with Romanoff and Black Widow's being the only two people left from the Avengers, and probably from the world really, to kind of save things. Ultron has his drones going after him. Hawkeye's lost his arm here, and I really think that was an homage to what happened to Oliver Queen in DC. So the premise here now is Natasha knows of something that potentially could defeat Ultron, and decides that the best way to deal with that is to go to Russia, because that's where she thinks she'll find what ultimately turned out to be some AI. I won't spoil it just now, but the AI we've seen before, and her plan is to use this AI against Ultron. So basically we can sort of see here that going back to events before this episode, it's Ultron now in Vision's body, and he's able to defeat the Avengers at this nexus of the internet, and that allows him to kind of launch out nuclear weapons and destroy the world. And then I'll put it here, when Thanos shows up, that's kind of had me questioning decisions here. So Thanos has almost all of the gems apart from one, but as you can see, Ultron is able to take them down in one hit there, and I think that probably the explanation we'll get, or we can speculate, is Thanos is still only mortal despite having all those powers, and just like he underestimated Thor during the Infinity War, Thor managed to hit him with an axe to the chest, not the head. Ultron being in Vision's body with the Mind Stone just means he's incredibly fast with the Mind Stone, moves at the speed of a computer rather than an organic being, and is able to just take out Thanos before he's even reacted, so he just kind of steps through and boom. A little bit strange in the sense that I think Thanos would have probably put more work into actually understanding what's going on Earth before showing up. He was aware of the Avengers, so it'd be interesting to know how much time's actually passed. Is this happening at the same time now as Infinity War, or is this happening more at the same time as Age of Ultron? And what happens after this is he takes the gauntlet for himself and becomes like a superior version of Ultron. And it is at this point he decides to go out across the universe and really start conquering and taking out worlds just like he did on Earth. So this basically means at this point Thanos was able to get all the other gems, including the Time Stone. So again, a lot of questions here. How has Thanos, or maybe Thanos didn't have a Time Stone, I have to go back and check. No, the green stone is there, so the Time Stone is there, so he's took out Strange, or he's took out I'm just trying to think in the events here. So Thanos goes around space undefeated and takes all the gems, Infinity Stones from there, comes to Earth and either defeats Strange or the Supreme Being, or they've already been defeated by Ultron and takes the time stone, then comes after Ultron. So I think Thanos should have been prepared. So that's probably a bit of an oversight, but to be honest, we've probably given it more thought than the writers of the show have. And essentially now, this superior version of Ultron goes on the attack across the universe, fights Captain Marvel, but even Captain Marvel can't stop him. And this is what is interesting. He kind of explodes in the sense that he uses the gauntlet to rewrite reality. So he takes out all the planets, at least all the planets we can see, but Earth at this point remains unaffected. You know, it still exists, it's still there. So again, another point to consider. But as the Watcher starts to narrate what's going on, Ultron, because he's the only being left, or one of three I'm guessing, because Natasha and Hawkeye still alive, because of what he's done, basically he's able to now become a superior level again of consciousness, just like Strange did in the other episode, and he's able to actually hear what the Watcher's saying, and this scares the Watcher. He's not really sure what's going on. Back on Earth, they're sort of searching for the archives, looking for this AI, some record of it. You can see here this is a Red Guardian shield that Natasha uses. Hawkeye's getting a bit frustrated, gives up, doesn't want to kind of search, and it's Armin Zola as the AI, so we've seen that in Captain America Winter Soldier. And again, the Watcher is speaking, pleading with Hawkeye to help, to keep going, sorry, but he's refusing to help because he can't break his vow to not to intervene. But Natasha keeps going, finds it. Going concurrent now, it jumps between Ultron attacking the Watcher, whilst also Natasha and Hawkeye speaking with and gaining the help of the AI of Zola. He basically has multiple copies of him around the world. This one happens to be in Moscow under the Kremlin. They eventually convince him that the plan is here to upload his AI using an arrow into an Ultron drone, and that would allow them to kind of defeat Ultron. Basically his code's going to battle Ultron's code, but we need to actually get to Ultron for that battle to happen. So these are just drones that, although they should be connected, don't seem to be connected, because actually at this point Ultron's battling the Watcher in the multiverse. So we're trying to escape with Zola now in this droid to kind of do the upload to wherever Ultron is. Kind of reversal here, Hawkeye sacrifices himself to save Black Widow, rather than the opposite way in Endgame. But again, as this is going on, we see some great shots and some nice Easter eggs from the Watcher fighting Ultron, going from different reality to different reality. I think in one of them we even see a background shot of Steve Rogers being present rather than Captain America, or at least a version of him becoming Captain America. Yeah, here we go. The Watcher is defeated. Even when he powers himself up, he still can't defeat Ultron, and at this point he seeks out someone else's help, that person being the Doctor Strange from previous episodes. This is a second crossover now. Last week we had Part 4 and this version of Ultron crossing over, and now we've got the, well, I guess it's going to be the multiverse Avengers assemble, with Doctor Strange or Sorcerer Supreme Strange helping out. So overall it was a really enjoyable episode. Some minor gripes for me would be just how easily Thanos was defeated, and the fact they had all the Infinity Stones but didn't realise what was going on with Earth, even though one of the other Infinity Stones, the Time Stone, was on Earth. And I think if this had came sooner in the episode order, if they'd built towards this sooner, so at the halfway point when you realise what Ultron was up to, and now we've got a former team and spend the back half of the season protecting the multiverse, I think this would have been a much more successful show. It didn't go down that route and just kind of really kept it to the last 2 episodes. So next week will be the ultimate crossover episode where forming Avengers, the multiverse Avengers, and I'm assuming fight Ultron. Not too sure if they go down the road of defeating him or not. So thank you much for sticking with me. That was my short spoiler review and quick recap of the episode. Out of the 8 we've had so far, this is now my number 1 favourite out of the 8, but I still want to give it an 8 out of 10 overall, because I do feel like the few points I mentioned kind of stop it from being a 9, and it's definitely not near enough a 10. If you do like the video, please like and subscribe, and please do consider follow me in future updates, and let me know in the comments what you thought about this episode. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode. If you like what you've heard and want more, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you didn't like what you heard, I thank you for making it this far.